Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to discuss and recap the latest Battlestate Games Tarkov TV podcast. In it, we were shown leaks of Streets of Tarkov, the customs map extension, some pretty serious flea market changes, and a whole lot more. I'm going to try to be as to the point with this as I can, so let's get to it. Alright guys, hello, welcome in. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us on this recap. I do appreciate you being here. The first thing that they talked about during the podcast was the Twitch Rivals business and how they think it should be held moving forward and how there needed to be some changes and some updates to the way they did it. So yada yada. We're not going to bore you guys with that. There wasn't much to it, just that they think there needs to be a little more communication between the contestants next time they do it. So the very next thing we got to talk about was the arena mode. What the arena mode is going to be is for competitive people. That's the design they're going for. What they have in mind for arena is competitive gameplay. Now, does that mean we'll get to customize parameters? Does that mean it's going to be perfect for Tarkov tournaments like Sigma Inc. holds? I don't know, but we know it's going to be designed for competitive gameplay, so I'm pretty excited about that. They also talked a little bit about how the arena lore is already in the game. Actually, the Punisher questline lore is going to tie into the arena. I'm not sure how, but it seems like there's more thought going into this than we may think right now, because right now I don't know if there's too many people that actually know anything about the lore, that think about the lore actively while they're playing or tasking. Patch 12.5 and 12.6 are being prepared right now. 12.5 actually is going to drop either the day of this video, definitely, supposedly, probably the week of this video. So we're talking April 27th, I believe is going to be a Monday, somewhere between Monday and Friday of the week of April 27th. They said early next week, so that would put that right there in that time frame. We're not getting any content, but we are getting features with 12.5. So no map extensions, nothing like that. We're just going to get some features here. We will be getting the quick healing business, which we're going to find out more about when the patch actually drops. It's going to be the quick heal service that therapists will offer. Seems mostly like a quality of life improvement more than anything. I don't think it's going to be very game changing. Just going to save you the hassle of having to use your own meds to heal outside of raid. I believe you just be able to pay a small fee, from what I understand, and heal up. 12.6, however, which will be the next patch after this one coming up very soon, will have content and features. So we're going to be seeing map extensions in 12.6, specifically the customs map extension, which I can pull up some leaks, some screenshots here. That we'll be seeing at 12.6, which my best guesstimate, if you had to put a time frame on 12.6, let's say end of May to end of June. All right, best guesstimate. Please don't riot. I don't know for sure, but that's the timeline I'm thinking for 12.6. And guys, also 12.6 confirmed there will be a wipe. So we are actually going to see a wipe sooner than I thought. Personally, I was thinking with all that's been going on and with as much as I feel like they still had to do before Streets was ready, that we weren't going to see a wipe until, you know, August or something crazy like that. Turns out we're getting one at 12.6, which again, best guesstimate late May, late June, somewhere around those times. The big thing I wanted to go over in this video, the flea market, okay, for 12.6 is going to change drastically. You're only going to be able to sell found in raid items on the flea market. This is kind of big if you think about it. First of all, there's a legion, and I do mean a legion of RMTs, which stands for real money traders, who go into raids right now, quick loot everything they can and get out as fast as possible without actually doing any PvP, because their main objective is to get in-game money to sell for real life money. Okay, this is going to challenge that heavily, because in 12.6 with these flea market changes, if you get a run through status, your items will not count as found in raid, even if you got them during the raid. At some point during a raid, if you want to be able to sell what you get in there on the flea market, you're going to have to do what I would call actually playing the game. You're going to have to kill a scav, you're going to have to kill a player, anything PvP related for your found in raid items to be found in raid and therefore sell on the flea market. This is directly attacking RMTs, which in my opinion is great for the game, because one huge issue we have right now, you know, believe it or not, is a lot of people playing this game for loot and only loot. They have no interest in doing any PvP, which for the long-term longevity of the game is not good. So thinking about this now, I'm wondering if supply goes down, but demand is still the same, will the pricing go up now that we won't be able to flip ammo on the flea market that we buy from traders? Is the pricing of ammo going to go up? And will they finally eliminate global stock and just make it a personal stock? So instead of it being there's 200,000 bullets for everyone to pick from every trader cycle, now each individual person, no matter how many do it, can buy 400 bullets every trader cycle, which is something they need to do, I think, because half the time when I go to buy ammo from the traders, it's sold out. And I think that's a little ridiculous because then I have to buy it on the flea market for extreme markups. And I think that's just a little silly and it doesn't really need to be a thing. Another thing about this found in raid flea is the barter thing I mentioned. I'd love to see, and I know other people would as well, I'd love to see barters count as found in raid, because what was brought to my attention today was when we go into raid and find blue tape, white tape, propane, all of the above, that counts as found in raid. So then we trade it to Jaeger for a sit case that we worked so hard for. Then that sit case does not count. That doesn't seem right to me, and that does, as the guy pointed out, penalize you, I'd say, a little bit for looting silly little junk items. We want that little junk to be worth it. We want all loot to be of some value. So I think we need to make barters count as found in raid as well, because if you find the items and you barter for something else, that should also count, because you are still playing the game and you are still, you know, using the system. So I'd love to see barters count as found in raid, just like hideout crafting is already. But enough about the flea market. Next, they talked about some new guns. Actually, we saw the UMP, the 1911, the Vector, all coming soon with dirt cheap attachments as well. I can't wait to hop on that and do some videos on some new budget kits. Admittedly, I'm really excited for that. Then we got to see some pictures of Streets of Tarkov, and oh my goodness, this really does not stop looking better and better in my opinion. Streets is looking fantastic. Deadly Slob asked if all the buildings are going to be fully lootable. Nikita said some of them will be fully lootable, so all of the floors of certain buildings will be able to be looted, which I think is really cool. Nikita specifically said he wants us to get lost in Streets of Tarkov. It's going to be so big and there's going to be so much to do, and I think that's just what we need, is a new experience, a new adventure, new content that we can really put hours into. I think Labs was a great addition to the game, but I don't think Reserve was as great as Labs, and that's just for me. I think Labs provided endless hours of content and still does just that, and compared to Labs, for me, Reserve just was a little bit of a letdown. I still enjoy the map, I don't like it as much as I like the Labs. So I want to see Streets become the new hype map, and I want to sink endless hours into that. We got to see some pictures of new articles of clothing, some streamer items, one from Smoke here, which is the full face mask there. Berets as well, I'm seeing on the screen, are going to be added. Keltec assault rifle is coming soon. Shoreline Boss 12.7, not soon. All right, we still got a little ways to go for that. 12.7 Sanitar Shoreline Boss. He's going to have a whole slew of new stimulants that we're going to be able to get off of him, and he's going to use during battle with you. Nikita said he's going to fight unlike anyone else that we've encountered so far. It's a new AI behavior. I think that's going to be fun and refreshing. Then we got to see some pictures of the extended customs map. So it's going to be a customs rework. They're going to redo some lighting in dorms. They're going to add a whole new area that's right outside the back of old gas station. Specifically, what they're going for is to make the map less choke pointy, less bottlenecky. Those are real words, trust me. That is probably what everyone wants out of that map. I think everyone's biggest complaint that I hear is that the map is too linear and it's too easy to die because of choke points. So this customs expansion is going to be great. It'll probably be better than the interchange expansion, because that expansion didn't really add a whole lot of new map. It was just more features on the map. They did knock down one wall in the parking garage, which really opened up and helped the flow of the map. But customs is gonna be about new areas of customs, so I'm excited for that. New thermal, we're gonna be seeing a few new thermals actually. Nikita said 8. He wants to add 8 new thermals. Personally, I'm not thrilled about that. I know some people are. What I want to see more is a rework of thermals. They asked Nikita about that, and he said that after they add all the thermals in, then they're going to do a major rework on them. So what he wants to do first is get them all in, and then they're going to rework them. So we won't see anything change, no battery life on the thermal, no nerfing of it or anything until after they're all in the game. So you got to hold out a little longer for for that one. With this wipe coming in 12.6, presets and your examines will carry over. So you won't have to examine everything in the game again after you start your game up and load your profile, and you won't have to remake your presets. That will carry over. So I'm excited about that. The PPSH is coming as well. I asked chat where I had seen this gun before because it looks so familiar to me. They said Call of Duty World at War. It was a big gun in that game, and I definitely remember playing that heavily, and it did bring back some memories. So I'm excited to see this PPSH. I'm just excited to see new guns in general. I think after playing the game for over 3,000 hours, anytime I get a chance to use something new, it feels refreshing to me. I get to use something new, it feels good. New filters, meaning the in-game color adjusting, the brightness adjusting, the colorblind options, all of that jazz, slated for the 12.5 patch. So that's supposed to be coming here very, very soon. And then the official date that NVIDIA filters will be leaving is going to be May 1st. So they said there was going to be a little grace period that the new filters are going to get added before the NVIDIA filters leave. So definitely new filters before May 1st. We're also going to see, which I think is really cool, we're going to get to eventually customize the triggers on our guns. And what that's going to do is offer little ergonomic differences, maybe some cosmetic differences. And the final thing before they started rambling off was another very intriguing idea. The idea is that Nikita wants to further balance the weight, and he wants it to be a little more penalizing than it is right now. He said that when it first came out, the new weight system that it was hard mode, and now they've dumbed it down to easy mode. He wants to find a balance, so he wants to up the penalties a little bit. Another thing I posted recently about this, but they in a patch notes dropped a week or two ago, they talked about how they want you to not be able to do everything in one raid. They were really vague about that statement, and they're also not native English speakers, so I didn't fully understand what they were trying to get at there. I don't know the specifics. We're gonna see what that turns out to be. There will be a bunch of backlash from the community if things get too wonky, so I'm not really afraid of changes like that. There has been backlash on everything they've ever added or changed about the game. I personally remember when they added med animations, I swore up and down it would break the game, and I actually stopped playing Tarkov at that time. And then I came back, I tried it out, and I was like, you know what, this isn't actually so bad. I was overreacting, and I think it's a natural reaction. It happens to the best of us, but we'll be fine. We'll adapt, we'll overcome. This is one of the most challenging games out there. To have made it this far, we've had to adapt several times before, so we can always do it again. I'm sure they'll do whatever they do, they'll do within reason. And again, if things go too far in one direction and everyone ends up hating it, we just vocalize that, and there's some middle ground there. So this team's really good at listening to their community. I'd say I've seen it time and time again. Like, the general population speaks out against something, and then they make changes and try and balance it out. So I'm not afraid. I'm ready to see what they have in store. And that's kind of the end of the podcast and the end of the recap there. After this, they just kind of rambled on about some general questions here and there, but that's the end of the updates and the recapping. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, you know what to do. Remember, I do stream on Twitch 5 days a week, so if you guys ever have any questions or want to come hang out live, you can do that. We're always happy to have you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for everything. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.